Good evening, everyone. बढ़िया. So, anyone who is for the first time attending this class? And also the institute has informed me they are about to arrange economic survey की dedicated classes. Okay. Hybrid mode, offline, online, it will both be available. So be sure to enroll on that. Okay. Keep that in mind because we will cover economic survey, which I told you is very, 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 very compulsory. As long as you're in preparation, you have to do economic survey, the president's speech of every year, and the budget compulsory. That provides you very good input about government schemes and policy that you should cover because students find it very hard. It's like there are so many schemes, which should I cover, which should I let off. So that gives a very good idea. The schemes are which are mentioned in economic survey, the budget, and the president's speech. You have to do them in detail. In detail means what is the scheme for 3 to 4 point, along with what is there, what is not there, what could be there. These kind of questions should be there. Okay, that you have to compulsory. So please do enroll on that and visit that. Clear? Then with that news, let's start with current events. The Manipur crisis. It was recently in news. So Manipur crisis. The Manipur crisis that we are witnessing, there are two parts of every news that we all know. That is prelims content and main content. The prelims mean nothing from this news will come. This news is not for prelims, but what will come in this news is geographical fact, any particular historical fact, if it is there, any particular polity fact. So for example, if whether Manipur is the part of some special state, does it has any special status? What kind of status that is? Our geography, is there any river there? The hills there? What is the demography there? The billions of question may directly come, not about Manipur crisis, but the question will come that there is a state of Manipur. Consider the following statement about Manipur. There could be one statement that it has particular mountain famous for this. Getting my point, what kind of fact you have to cover for Manipur crisis? Prelims के लिए you have to cover geographical facts, some mountains, some rivers, some streams that are found in Manipur or particularly around Manipur, that is northeast. Northeast means, for example, UPSC in UPSC had asked a question past year about Barak River. Barak River is a river found in northeast. It was question was not coming over. It came on Barak River not because Barak River was in news, but because government of India had declared Barak River as a national waterway. So they did not ask about national waterway. They asked about what is Barak River, from where it flows basically. Same thing you have to cover Manipur mean you have to cover its geography, polity, any special fact of polity of Manipur, and special fact of geography. It's the human geography or physical geography, or some historical fact, any special historical fact. That is prelims. But remaining crisis is mains. यहाँ तक सबको clear है difference between prelims and mains in this news? जी. तो थोड़ा सा let us see. So basically, this news was there because army has been called. Army has been called in the state of Manipur, which can fire for few years. The governor of Manipur also should shoot in sight order. In that context, we are understand. Now we need to understand. Look at this thing called Tribal Students Union of Manipur. This word is very important. Students. I always say that dictators around the world do not fear the big armies of the world. They fear only few people. Two of them are students and intellectuals. Why they fear students and intellectual? Because both of these people are idealists. For example, when you're a student, you have big ideas that you think that you are the center of gravity of this world. You will become IAS or something. You will change the world. You will change the world. Something big will happen. I will come into services. मैं दुनिया बदल दूंगा, समाज बदल दूंगा या बदल दूंगी, whatever may be the case. Okay, that idealism is found in students. And take an example. You're a student. If a parent says कि चलो वहाँ चल रहे, you will be like, okay, fine, that's. But If when you get jobs, after this you get jobs, you get married. Even if, for example, your friend has a wedding, your friend, college friend, person you is your BFF. That person has a wedding, and you're an IAS officer. That person has a wedding, and the minister calls you. So you of course has to go to the minister, missing your friend's wedding. Then you get to know the liberty you enjoy, the mass bunk that you do in schools and colleges, the kind of revolutionary attitude you have. Student किसी से भी भिड़ जाते हैं, कोई भी XYZ, they are very energetic, idealistic, and every dictators fear them. Look around the world, the majority of the movement, it's, it's a factor was started by students. For example, Taliban. Taliban was nothing but a student movement. Taliban come from the word Talib. Taliban was a student movement basically. Similarly, you look at Assam. Assam, mein all Assam Student Union created such a big movement that government of India had to sign an agreement, which resulted in Assam NRC, and we saw what happened with Assam NRC. Same thing happened here. The crisis happened because the all tribal students union of Manipur, they carried out an aggressive movement. Initially, a tribal solidarity march, which over time became violent. Ultimately, the violence was so high that army had to call. Army and Assam Rifle was called. अब issue है कि why they are doing this. Okay, simple for that you need to understand a bit about the demography of Manipur. If you see the Manipur, there is the particular majority community is Methi. Methi, that is ethnic tribes there. This is in majority. Primarily, these people are Hindu. Primarily, few of them are Muslim. I think around 8 to 9%. Remaining are Hindu. So primarily, it is Hindu, and they are more than 50% of Manipur's population. So the thing that we have about the entire Northeast is a tribal dominated area. However, the difference between the tribes of Northeast and the remaining of India is the difference between the tribes of Northeast and the remaining India is that tribes in Northeast are in majority. And you see this phenomena that tribes, they have often adopted Christianity. The tribes have often adopted Christianity. The reason being because Britishers came and captured India, and of course they kept Northeast as a separated administratively. They integrated Northeast in India, but they kept it administratively separate. And they promoted. They did not allow even the mainland Indians to go to the Northeast, but they did allow the Christian missionaries to go there to convert the tribe. That's why you see this phenomenon. There were a lot of conversion. But can we blame Britishers for this tribal conversion? Can we call them evil? I'm asking, can we call them evil for this tribal conversion? No one? Kajal, Priyanshi, Afifa? Okay, yes, from your perspective. The majority of people are saying yes. Okay, so at this point, because you're a student and I believe consider my moral responsibility to tell you something. Understand this. Imagine करते हैं that I myself, Vikas Gupta, of course, मान लेते हैं tomorrow I capture China. We are living in the time of kings and queens. I am the king here, so I capture China. So what will be the first thing I will do? I will install Gupta Empire there, and Gupta Empire being Hindu Empire, I will try to install something. So what will be the first thing I will do with the Chinese people? I will convert them to Hindus. Why? Because when the people of that country will have the same religion comes same values. The people of China will adopt Hinduism, so they will have the value that I have. As a king, I will be able to rule them better. It is done by everyone. Beat any king, beat any queen, and you can pick any history part. For example, when Mughals came to India, Mughals and the Delhi Sultanate, they also did a lot of conversion. Some were out of force, and a lot of were out of force, and a lot of were at will. Vishal, I have already shared this PPT. You have access to that folder. हर PPT Friday को ही इस folder में आ जाती है. You don't have access. And if you don't have access, do mention there. Anyone who does not have access to current affairs PPTs, please mention here. Apart from that, keep this in mind. It's natural for a ruler to convert the people into your moral values, because if those people and your moral values match, then of course you will be. It will be easy for you to rule them, to control them. So from that perspective, of course, what they did was abhorrable. Abhorrable could be, but can we call them evil? No. It was a part of politics. Everyone does that. If वो बात अलग है कि we never captured outside of the world. For example, Islam spread around the world, keep on converting people, not because they hated the native people, but they wanted that the people who are there and the ruler have same value. That's the perspective. But anyway, this is what happened. So you have two factions there: the Methi family Hindu and the remaining of the ST. This fight that is going on there, it is basically a fight of recognition. What is happening? This Methi community is demanding that they shall be recognized as ST, scheduled tribes. Under the constitution, if you recognize an ST, then you get the benefit of reservation. And in this case, let me ask you something. Can we call this Methi demand for ST as something out of an order? What do you think? Is it something peculiar to Manipur only? Or is it a part of big trend in the world, or also in India? No one? Okay. So remember we discussed this a peculiar feature that we are seeing in India right now. Let me explain to you. What is happening is government jobs are declining. India, may the tendency of the people still is that they want a government job because it has whatever kind of security you can call it. Okay? So prestige, security, whatever things are associated with government jobs. So India, mein government jobs are coming down, but the demand for government job has not come down at the level the jobs have come down. Both things are going down. But the demand has gone down more than the people's demand for the government job. And there's a mismatch, a wide mismatch. Very good example, UPSC. Around 10 years back in UPSC, there used to be 40 to 50,000 applicants. Now there are around 10 lakh applicants every year, out of which 5 lakh applicants appear for around 1,000 jobs, 1K jobs. There used to be 600, 700 jobs, but there used to be only 40 to 50,000 applicants. Now look at the quantum of applicants. So what is happening in India? Government jobs are coming down, but the demand for the government job is coming down, but not at the level of jobs are coming down. And why the government jobs are coming down in India? Yes, neoliberalism. हमने पहले भी समझा था. For the student who do not know this word, neoliberalism. The main reason is, this is the reason actually. If you see this so-called fight going on in Manipur, it is because of neoliberalism. Neoliberalism is a philosophy that talks about market fundamentalism, basically privatization. So neoliberalism leads to privatization, and everything is being privatized around the world, around the country. Sorry. Because of that, the people's demand. अब क्या है, मान लेते हैं there used to be 100 jobs. Now there are 10 jobs. So when there were 100 jobs, even if these Methi people did not have the reservation, they were able to get a pie of it. But now, because there are only 10 government jobs, 100 we get 10. So Methi people think that reservation will be a surest way to a government job. Getting my point? Reservation इसलिए demand आ रही है. और Metis are not alone. Look this trend in India. Take the example. Jat in Haryana. They are the most powerful, dominant community of Haryana. They are demanding reservation. Patidar in Gujarat. They are the most dominant and powerful community in Gujarat. They are demanding reservation. You can go around the country. Every tribe, every community which is powerful, politically connected, have their chief minister, have majority of the seat in legislature. Now they want that this so-called benefit of reservation, which they think is the surest way to a job, particularly government job. Okay, they want a pie of it. And this is the fundamental problem. The Metis, actually, this demand was old, but now it has become very vociferous. And of course, who will be scared? This is what is happening. Metis, they are asking for reservation of ST. This Manipur High Court ordered the state government of Manipur to consider inclusion of Methi in the state schedule list. Manipur High Court and told to the Methi government that, Manipur government is considered including the Methi in the schedule High Court and submit their proposal to the Manipur High Court. This created anxiety. Anxiety among whom? Anxiety among the remaining tribes. Metis who are valley. There are two parts there, hill and valley. Methi lives in valley. The remaining tribes lives in the hill. The remaining tribes who lives on the hill, they have benefit of ST reservation. The Metis do not. But if Metis recognized in the ST, they will also enjoy this benefit. आपको समझ में आ रहा why this is happening? This is not because this Methi, Impal Valley has the majority population. So this entire fiasco is not because that few people are demanding something. The real reason behind this is neoliberal values. The neoliberalism which is leading to privatization everywhere. Government jobs are declining like nothing, and that's why there's high unemployment also. Particularly, आप देखिए northern India में people are preparing for government job. I hope you've seen that viral clip of that IIT graduate. There was a person from IIT Delhi, gold medalist, and he was unemployed for 5 years preparing for civil services. This video went viral. He was giving some interview or something. 5 or 6 years जो भी case था. I think this or something. Imagine this, IIT gold medalist, and you are wasting your gold medal potential to become a civil servant, 5 years in unemployment. Why this aura, na? This aura of the job is not going away. And this is the prime reason. Jobs are going down. The security to everyone wants. What I'm saying is this aura, this aura of the job is still there. But jobs are going down. People's education is increasing. अभी आएंगे विशाल, मैं प्राइम रीजन की बात कर रहा हूँ, which is the reason inside, the reason that is really boiling the people, and the prime reason survives on this neoliberal values, privatization, leaving everything to the private sector, government jobs are reducing, people's old tendency of having a government job, particularly आपको सिविल्स का मैंने एग्जांपल दिया, किसी जमाने में 40 to 50,000 application used to come, आज के समय में 10 lakh people are applying for civil service, out of which 5 lakh appear, around 5 lakh appear in every prelims. It's a huge fraction for 1,000 jobs. It's a huge competition, and of course, when there is a huge competition, you will have a. उसके और भी reason है. आ रहे हैं अभी. Yes, that's also reason. यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आया? The prime psychological reason that is not being told by any media house so called. ठीक है? अब आते हैं other reason. That one reason अभी highlight other विशाल. तो समझते हैं, देखिए क्या है. इसे देखते हैं. ठीक है. Just give me a second. इसे देखिए, तो देयर इज अनदर प्रॉब्लम दैट मेथी कम्युनिटी, अच्छा तो मेथी का ट्राइबल अपोजिशन, ओके देखिए, dominance of Methi, apart from that real reason, the psychological problem that we have because of neoliberalism, government jobs are going down, and the ST people who are covered there, the hill people who are hill tribes who are covered in ST, they do not want that the valley tribe, that is Methi, shall also be covered in ST. Apart from that, another reason, they believe that Methi are too much politically powerful. Imagine, out of 60, 40 seats are with Methi community. Previously क्या होता था, this is the trend we are seeing, particularly with the rise of BJP, the religious nationalist politics is rising in India. Nationalist religious politics. For example, in UP, BJP does not give a single ticket to a single Muslim candidate. Single Muslim candidate, never give a ticket to a single Muslim candidate in the entire UP. UP has the largest population of Muslim in this entire country. I'm not saying give them ticket, that's BJP's prerogative. What I'm saying is, because when you do this, it creates a psychological complexity. The minorities, they start feeling that we are being deprived of representation and power. Same thing is happening here. The majority of the Metis are Hindu, and there's a rise of BJP in Manipur. Because of the rise of BJP, the Hindu faction is becoming powerful. The Hindu tribes are becoming powerful, and there is a feeling among the remaining tribe, which is Christian predominantly, they are having a feeling that we are being disempowered. कांग्रेस के टाइम पे क्या होता था, कांग्रेस के टाइम पे देयर यूज्ड टू बी द चीफ मिनिस्टर, नॉट फॉर मेथी, क्योंकि मेथी द मेजॉरिटी कम्युनिटी, इवन देन कांग्रेस टाइम पे देयर यूज्ड टू बी चीफ मिनिस्टर हु वाज नॉन मेथी. अब मेथी डोमिनेंट स्टेट में नॉन मेथी ट्राइबल यूज्ड टू बी द चीफ मिनिस्टर. इट गिव्स बेसिकली, बट कांग्रेस वाज वेरी गुड एट गिविंग अ साइकोलॉजिकल सिक्योरिटी. लेट मी गिव यू अ वेरी गुड एग्जांपल. that BJP has done. Let's take the example of current president of India. Who is the president of India right now? I'm taking time to in this news because very important. It covers a lot of things in India. Reservation की एक चीज हम समझ में आ गई. Yes, Murmu. Draupadi Murmu. She is an ST. Answer me this. By making her the president of India, would all the problem of all the tribes in India are solved? They will never face deprivation. They will never face discrimination. No. But why then? Why BJP made previously they made a ST person president, now they made a ST person president? Psychological security. I'm telling you, psychological security is more important than other kind of security. A psychological benefit it is giving to ST people that this country is yours. It can be anything. Doesn't matter, it will not empower you, but psychological security you're getting. This is something the remaining tribes are losing. I know that part, but psychological security है ना विशाल. इसमें अब इसके एग्जांपल मैं आपको कंपेयर करने के लिए देता हूँ. So you made an ST person president so that you want to signal to the ST community that we respect ST community and ST community gets a psychological security that we can also be the top one. This country is not only controlled by Brahmins. This is one psychological security. Second thing that we talk about. Okay, so second thing that I want to talk about, imagine it's school number. So you people tell me that there are around 86 or 89 secretary to government of India. Secretary is the highest ranking position in government of India, highest government servant. So you tell me, UPSC में आपको पता है, all secretaries are usually IAS and we already know 50% reservation is in UPSC. OBC, ST combined is around 50%. If you club EWS reservation, then UPSC में currently there is 60% reservation. So tell me this, out of 86 government of India secretary, which is the highest level IAS ranking, tell me how many of these will be ST, ST, OBC? Take a wild guess. आपको क्या लगता है 86 में से कितने SC, ST, OBC गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के सेक्रेटरी होंगे, जबकि 50% रिजर्वेशन है उनके पास? तुमने तो पॉलिटी करी है मेरे साथ अब. ठीक है, मतलब ऑब्वियसली मान लेते हैं, लेट्स से मिनिमम का कितना सोचेंगे, 10% तो होना ही चाहिए कम से कम. यार 50% रिजर्वेशन है तो एटलीस्ट 10% होना चाहिए. What is the real scenario that Abhay has written? That only there are two ST, one SC, and 0 OBC. Imagine this. At the starting of the reservation, UPSC, when you become IAS and IPS, at that level you have 50% reservation. 50% IAS every year becomes from SC, ST, OBC. क्या उसमें एक भी काबिल नहीं है? Not even a 1% is काबिल कि एक OBC गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का सेक्रेटरी बन जाता. Understand there are various reasons, but understand this, by making Murmu or by making Ramnath Kovind, who is a SC person, as the president of India, or Murmu ST person as the president of India, it does not empower the community. OBC 0. This is government of India's record in parliament. You're getting the most important component. Psychological security is very important. आज के समय में मणिपुर में there would be a non-Metis chief minister. The non-Metis may have a psychological sense of power that we are not out of power. आपको समझ में आ रहा है? Very important point, and this is very important point. A lot of states who witnessed riots are because of this. Next point, economic loss. मैंने आपको समझा ही दिया that if Metis get the ST status, they will get the reservation. That's the economic loss. Language and caste domination. We know Manipuri language of Metis is recognized in 8th schedule of the constitution. Prelims fact. Remember this. 8th schedule of the constitution has language, 22 language, which are basically, you can say, recognized language. This way I want to ask you a question. How many official language do we have? ये सारा prelims based का बता रहा हूँ. How many official language do we have? Abhay Singh 22. Any other? Rahul is saying 22. Vishal 26. Amber, तुम तो class में से हो. Keep this in mind. India has only 2 official language. देखिए official language का मतलब होता है a language that is used for communication of government works. A language that will be used for government working. There are only 2, Hindi and English. Keep this in mind. India's official language is Hindi and English. India's national language is 0 and India's recognized language are 20. ठीक है सबको recognized 22. National language, we have no national language as of now, and official language 2. Let me repeat. ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज का मतलब होता है अ लैंग्वेज दैट गवर्नमेंट यूज फॉर इट्स कम्युनिकेशन, यानी कि ऑफिशियल वर्क से कम आता है ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज. गवर्नमेंट वर्किंग में लैंग्वेज दैट यूज इज कॉल्ड ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज. इंडिया हैज ओनली 2 ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज, दैट इज हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश, दैट इज यूज्ड फॉर गवर्नमेंट वर्किंग. India has 0 national language, means there is no language which is national language of India. National language is a language which is spoken by almost everyone in India. There is no such language. 22 languages which are mentioned in 8th schedule of the constitution are recognized language. Now is it clear, Rahul? होता है बहुत से मिथ होते हैं जो गलत होते हैं. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई आस्क यू अनदर थिंग, हु इज द फादर ऑफ नेशन? हु इज द फादर ऑफ नेशन? हु इज द फादर ऑफ नेशन? Amar, how could you say this? No one. There is no father of nation. Remember polity when we did this? Because Constitution of India prohibits Government of India from giving any title. Constitution of India कहता है Government of India cannot give any title to anyone. No one Government of India can give title. So this father of nation, we call Gandhi ji out of our love. There is no such title as father of nation. It cannot be given to anyone whatsoever because Constitution of India prohibits that. तो ये जो बेसिक फैक्ट है ना, कीप देम रेडी. पहले से छोटी मोटी गलतियां हो जाती है. क्लियर है? डोमिनेंस ऑफ मेथी कम्युनिटी, इकोनॉमिक लॉस एंड लैंग्वेज डोमिनेशन. 3 पॉइंट. उसके अलावा 4th पॉइंट आई थिंक समबडी सेड हियर अबाउट एविक्शन वाला, ये आपका 4 पॉइंट है. The problem that here is state government gave a notice in 2022 declaring around 38 villages of protected forest. This नाम आप याद रखिएगा, अजीब सा नाम है. ठीक है, CK forest, 38 villages as illegal settlement and resident as encroachers. And who are these people? Majority of them are of course non-Methi tribes. ये भी एक, this is one of the factor of dissatisfaction. So let me summarize this entire news for you. Manipur violence is a representation of the politics of India today. The politics of reservation that we are seeing around every Indian state, including Jat in Maharashtra, Jat in Haryana, आपका Marathi in Maharashtra, Patidar in Gujarat. They are all politically dominant community demanding reservation. So reservation, what is happening in Manipur is part of the broader politics of India of reservation. Second cheese, it is also about the economic deprivation or psychological deprivation that a non-minority, particularly minority in Manipur, is feeling. The same way a Muslim minority is feeling in UP. Having no one, the party in power has provided not even a single ticket to any Muslim candidate. The minority in UP may be having this psychological inferiority complex, clubbing it with genuine grievances. For example, this eviction of villages wala grievance. Near everyone made this Manipuri news. This is all we have about Manipur. Okay, guys, any question to anyone? Anything you want to revisit? क्लियर है ना? चलिए, अच्छा एक सेकंड एक चीज मैं बताना भूल गया प्रीलिम्स के लिए. प्लीज इसको जल्दी से कर लेते हैं. So let's see what Constitution says about addition of ST. How STs are recognized in India. We have to see that. Article 366. Important इसलिए है because virtually every content that you face in the paper comes from current event oriented. You will use its example. Everything comes from current event. So what you have to do is आपने जो भी करा होगा, you have to append it. जैसे जहाँ पे भी आपने you have written about ST in your classroom program notes, उसमें आप क्या कीजिए, उस चैप्टर पे जाइएगा. 3 साल है तो फिर जरूरत नहीं है अभी. 3 साल के लिए जरूरत नहीं है, ये बहुत लंबा समय हो गया. ठीक है, if you have that much of time then do not start, keep on taking current event class. It's like a revision class also. बहुत सी चीजें जो आप स्टैटिक पढ़ते हैं ना, to revise them. cool, it's like a revision class for you. अभी से मत बनाना शुरू करिए. अभी फोकस ऑन स्टैटिक. Anyone who has more than 2 years left, Focus only on static content. Leave the newspaper. नहीं पढ़ना. सिर्फ classroom program में polity, economy, whatever is done, digest it, revise it as many times as you can. When you have around 2 years left, फिर current event पे focus करना शुरू करेगा. But keep on attending current event class. It's like a revision class for you. Keep on doing this. ठीक है? Have sit here, have a lecture simply. So let me say this. ST कैसे recognize होते हैं? Under Article 366 of the Constitution, only provides that STs means tribes or tribal communities more than enough are declared under Article 342 of the Constitution. The Constitution says that scheduled tribes are the tribes or the tribal communities which are declared under Article 342 of the Constitution. What 342 says? Article 342 states that President may, with respect to any state or union territories, in case of state, in consultation with governor, by a public notification, can declare any tribe and tribal community as scheduled tribe. So basically, if a question comes in prelims, consider the following statement about STs in India. Point number one: the governor of a state can determine the ST status. True or false? If a question comes in prelims, consider the following statement about STs in India. Statement number one: ST status is determined by the governor of a state concerned. True or false? False. We just understood. Article 342 clearly कहता है it is the president of India who determines. ठीक है? Keep this in mind. ST list में who will be in the ST list and who will be out of the ST list is determined by the president of India. Let's see the procedure. Procedure देख लेते हैं कैसे. And under which article? 342. What is the procedure? The procedure is very simple. The respective state government, to include any community in the state ST list, the respective state government will give a recommendation to the Tribal Affairs Ministry. This is the union, the central tribal ministry. The respective state government will give a recommendation to the Union Tribal Ministry that will review and send the recommendation to Registrar General of India. After Registrar General of India, the recommendation will be sent to National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. And once all of these approved, this will send to this. This will send to this. State government will send to Union Tribal Ministry, Union Tribal Ministry to Registrar General of India, Registrar General of India to National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. After that, finally, it will be sent to Union Cabinet, यानी कि प्रधानमंत्री, Prime Minister led cabinet. This cabinet, when gives the final approval, the President of India then notify that tribe in the ST list. Procedure is clear to everyone? So this we have all about. Virtually, I've tried to cover everything around Methi, including prelims content. But one thing, please remember, ऐसे कोई भी news आती है तो mains content is crisis. But prelims में you need to know, जैसे ये मैंने आपको बताया constitutional वाला, you need to know this for prelims. ठीक है, mains और also you need to know geographical fact. For example, some river, some special products, anything that you know from environment, geography, वो पता होना चाहिए. अब move करते हैं आगे. Next news. Delhi bureaucratic tussle. This judgment came, I think, day before yesterday. Day before yesterday, this judgment came. Delhi bureaucratic tussle. What is this? It's a very good case study. A very good case study, not only for current event purposes, but also for your GS paper 4 ethics. This news is not only for your GS paper 2 polity. It is also important for a GS paper for ethics. What is ethics paper? It is nothing but everything that is happening around you. If you apply ethical dimension to it, you can answer virtually any question. Apart from that, scholars interpretation wale question, that's a different. So let's understand the news. Basically, देखिए what happened under 69th Constitutional Amendment Act. अच्छा, इसमें before this, you tell me this. What is Delhi? A UT or a state? Okay. देखिए Delhi का status is not clear. Delhi is a case of its own. Amber is right. It is neither a UT nor a state. Okay? It is neither. It is somewhere in between. But remember this: if in prelims a question statement comes that Delhi is one of the UT, you will say true. Statement comes Delhi is one of the state. False. Delhi is has a special status which is neither UT nor state. याद रखेगा अगर prelims में आता है because as such तो Delhi has a special status. But if a prelims a statement comes that Delhi is one of the UT, if there is no statement to contradict that, आप उसे right मान लें. बात समझ में आ रही है ये बात? Clear है? Delhi is a type of UT, but Delhi has a special status within that. Let's understand what is this. It is called NCT, National Capital Territory of Delhi. But at the outset, let me tell you very clearly, Delhi का जो issue है, it is not only Delhi's issue. It is issue around the world. Around the world, every capital has this issue. Every capital has this issue, whether the capital shall have the local government that will control the capital or the union government or the national government control the capital. Example, Washington DC. Washington DC, the full form is Washington District of Columbia. Actually, Washington क्या है? Washington is one of the District of Columbia. तो उनकी state है, इसका नाम Columbia है, District of Columbia. Within that, there is a district known as Washington. So for example, India में, what is the capital of India? Yes. हाँ, बिल्कुल सही. The capital of India is New Delhi, not Delhi. Delhi is a bigger region. New Delhi is one of the district of Delhi, which is the capital of India. Keep this in mind. This is the capital of India. Delhi is a bigger thing. Same problem. यहाँ पे है तो this problem is everywhere in the world. Delhi is not unique. But what happened recently was very very challenging. But what was the challenge? वो समझ लेते हैं जल्दी से. Before this, a term. Sorry. UPSC asked this in mains. Uh, the question was, what do you understand by the term constitutional morality? Mains में question पूछा था UPSC ने. What do you understand by the term constitutional morality? So keep everyone this in mind. And this judgment is the case of constitutional morality, case study of constitutional morality. Constitutional morality, this is basically emphasized by a scholar called George Grote, later on emphasized by Ambedkar in India. Even if you forget this scholar name, चलेगा. Ambedkar को याद रखिएगा. Constitutional morality in India is emphasized by B.R. Ambedkar. तो वो अलग है, मैं बताता हूँ, मतलब पार्ट मान सकते हैं. अंबेडकर सेड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मोरालिटी का मतलब होता है दैट एवरी इंस्टीट्यूशन इन इंडिया shall function within the boundary of the constitutional moral. Example, if President of India has been given the authority to only sign orders. In India में as such the real power center is the Prime Minister. The President of India is nothing more than a rubber stamp on the decision of Prime Minister. So constitutional morality dictates that President of India can use power some places पे, but nonetheless constitutional morality का इस्तेमाल करते हुए the President of India will never interfere in the functioning of the government of India because he is not the power center. He is not chosen directly by the people. The Prime Minister does. So मान लेते हैं Prime Minister declares war on Pakistan, and President of India has no one to say no to the Prime Minister of India. It's not his role. His constitutional morality is just to know the decision and implement what the Prime Minister says. Because if Prime Minister take a wrong decision, the people will punish the Prime Minister in next election. There's nobody. That is constitutional morality. Every institution, every constitutional position in India shall stay within the confine of their allocated boundaries. इसी में आपका केस आता है महाराष्ट्र का. Maharashtra में that recent judgment came along with Delhi is also a case of constitutional morality. सबको constitutional morality समझ में आया, especially the young students who was there. Actually, is it understood? और अम्बेडकर का नाम याद रखिएगा इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मोरालिटी वाले में। ठीक है, चलिए आगे मूव करते हैं जल्दी से। नहीं, आज नहीं थी, सैटरडे को नहीं होती, ओनली 5 डेज होती है। देखिए बेसिकली व्हाट इज द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजन। दिल्ली हैज अ स्पेशल स्टेटस इन इंडिया, इट इज वन ऑफ द यूटी बट विद अ स्पेशल स्टेटस created under 69th Constitutional Amendment Act, which added two articles, Article 239AA and the Article 239AB. What 239A does? Article 239AA. It provides that Union Territory of India shall be called National Capital Territory of Delhi. Union Territory of India shall be called NCT of Delhi. It shall be governed by an administrator known as Lieutenant Governor. It shall have a legislative assembly of Delhi, which shall have all the powers. The student who do not have understanding of quality for them, there is something called Schedule 7. There's something called Schedule 7 in the Constitution. Schedule is like your appendix. In your book, you have preface, then the book content, then appendix. So, you मान के चलिए schedule is like an appendix to the Constitution that you have after the Constitution, basically. So, in this Schedule 7, there are three lists: Union list, state list, and component list. Union list means these are the subject in a paper on which only the central government can act. State list are the subject only with the state can act. And concurrent list are the subject on which both center and state can act. Okay, this is called list. So under usually every state government can act on these two only. They can enact laws or policy on state list and concurrent list, but not on union list. Central government or the union government can enact on only union list or the concurrent list, not on the state. So Delhi is a special case. So what happened is under this article of the constitution, it was said that Delhi shall have a legislative assembly which shall have all the powers over state list and concurrent list except public order, land, and police. Because Delhi is also happens to be National Capital Territory region. Central government has a bigger responsibility. Delhi is the face of India actually. Around the world, Delhi is the face of India. That is the central government said in Supreme Court. Delhi is the face of India. We should have more power. Supreme Court ने मना कर दिया. But nonetheless, this is the constitutional position. Under 239AA, we have NCT of Delhi, whose administrator is Lieutenant Governor. It has its own legislature, that is Legislative Assembly of Delhi, which has power over all the subject that the state has, except public order, land, and police. This was the case of what happened. Actually, in 2015, because 2014 में Modi BJP government, sorry, BJP lost election in Delhi. BJP lost election. There are two ways of controlling a government, either by winning the election or by governors. So what happened? BJP government at the center, they included another subject here called services. They included another subject. Now, after this change, public order, land, and police. Yes, Amber. Public order, land, and police and services went out of the control of Delhi government. It went to the union government, and lieutenant governor or Uprajpal is appointed by the union government. So basically, lieutenant governor got the power. यहाँ तक clear है? Any confusion? लैंड मीन्स ऑल द लैंड लॉ. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल दिल्ली में जो लैंड है आपका, फॉर एग्जांपल डेवलपमेंट ऑफ लैंड, पब्लिक लैंड, ऑल द लैंड That is the repeat करना. Okay, let me repeat first. पब्लिक ऑर्डर का मतलब होता है बेसिकली लॉ एंड ऑर्डर से आप मान लीजिए एनी रॉयट्स एनी पुलिसिंग एक्टिविटी जो होती है पब्लिक ऑर्डर से देयर शुड बी ट्रैंक्विलिटी नो रॉयट्स नो वायलेंस दैट शैल बी द रिस्पांसिबिलिटी ऑफ द यूनियन गवर्नमेंट दैट इज द मोदी गवर्नमेंट राइट दिल्ली में पुलिस एंड दिस लॉ एंड ऑर्डर कम्स टू द मोदी गवर्नमेंट एंड लैंड प्रॉपर्टी इन दिल्ली इज बेसिकली कंट्रोल्ड बाय द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और द मोदी गवर्नमेंट बाकी सारी चीजों पे दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट हैज द पावर एंड फॉर काजल लेट मी रिपीट वन Constitution of India provides a special thing about Delhi. Under Article 69, under 69th Amendment to the Constitution, we added two articles to the Constitution of India, 239AA and 239AB. Under 239AA, we provided that Delhi shall be called NCT of Delhi, having an administrator known as Lieutenant Governor. Along with this, Delhi will have a legislature by the name of Legislative Assembly of Delhi. It will have all the powers except public order, land, and police. This was the original position of the constitution. But in 2015, after losing election in 2014, the Modi government included another subject, that is services. Services का मतलब आप समझते हैं everything, everything, all IAS, IPS और IPS तो आते ही नहीं है, all IAS जितने भी bureaucrats हैं, entire government machinery ranging from a peon in government office to the highest ranking IAS officer. Now all these people came under direct control of the central government. And on behalf of central government, the lieutenant governor controlled. Now this is the problem. देखिए, in a democracy, this neta come to us for voting. They come to us and promise us few things. Then we vote them in power. After coming to power, they must do what they promised us. If they will not do, we will throw them out of power after 5 years. That's how normally it works. Now imagine a case, if you are elected to power and there is no, you cannot control the bureaucracy, implement कैसे करोगे decision? This is, let me give you, this is a parallel, when you will do modern history, वहाँ पे आप समझेंगे. This is a parallel that we have with, I think यहाँ पे कहीं mention होगा. Anyway, there was something called Battle of Plassey. I think आपने कभी सुना होगा मॉडर्न इंडिया में. Battle of Plassey followed by Battle of Buxar. So in this battle, what happened? Battle of Plassey followed by Battle of Buxar. What happened? British government, that is the Robert Clive at that point of time, Britishers instituted a system in which the Nawab of Bengal had all the face. मतलब everyone knew that there is a Nawab of Bengal controlling this land called Bengal. But the actual power was with the Britishers. This system we call dual government. So Modi government, by including services, created dual government in Delhi. यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आ रहा है? Going slow. Adel, understood? So this is what the Modi government instituted, that is the double government in India. This thing was challenged. This thing was challenged before the Supreme Court of India. Supreme Court gave two judgments. एक थी 2018 में, and the recent judgment has come in 2023. Both judgments are given by constitutional. Both judgments are given by constitutional bench. What is constitutional bench? Okay, you have one Supreme Court of India, but within this you have number of benches. For example, one judge's bench, only one judge sit and decide. Two judges bench, on two judges sit and decide. This is also known as division bench. After that, you have three judges bench. From three, you have to do plus two. मतलब 5 judges, 7 judges, 9 judges, 11 judges, 13 judges, 15 judges, 17 judges. There can be as many judge bench, as many justices are present in Supreme. अगर मान लेते Supreme Court has 33 judges, so there could be a bench of 33 judges as well. It depends upon the severity of case. अगर बहुत बड़ा केस होगा, तो इतने जज हो सकते हैं. Remember this, constitutional bench का मतलब होता है any bench that has more than 5 judges. Constitutional bench का मतलब any bench of the Supreme Court which has more than 5 or more than 5 judges presiding over the case. So these both judgment are this 2023 recent judgment and 2018 judgment. Both are given by constitutional bench. And Supreme Court has unanimously said that services is available to government of Delhi, not to the government of India. Very good judgment. It was necessary because understand this, in a democracy. जैसे अभी आप आज देखिए कर्नाटका के रिजल्ट आए हैं. Today we have got Karnataka result. Congress has come to power now. Understand this. Congress has made 5 promises, like I think free electricity, bus rides, kind of promises. If Congress does not fulfill these promises, then the people of Karnataka will boot the Congress out after 5 years. The Modi government promised अच्छे दिन नहीं मिले तो Modi government will be booted out. That's how democracy works. If you have made a promise to me, I don't care how will you do this. If you have made a promise 200 unit free electricity for me, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, चोरी करो डकैती करो, do whatever you want. In a democracy, you promise to me. I don't care. I don't know this all constitutional logic. मुझे simple पता है, you promised, you did not fulfill. So by Supreme Court said the same thing. Supreme Court said in a democracy, the elected government has the responsibility to fulfill people's aspiration that they promised to the people. And if the government cannot control the services, then how would it implement its order? How would it implement its promises? तो सीधी सी बात है, इलेक्शन करवाई क्यों रहे? सीधी बात है, if you want to have everything in the central government, why you are wasting the time of the Delhi people? Why you are wasting the money of election commission? वो मजेदार होगा अम्मा. That will be very मजा आ जाएगा. देखते हैं क्या होता है इसमें. That will be amazing to see whether they literally ban it or not. Anyway, so this Supreme Court judgment is one of the judgment where Supreme Court has upheld constitutional. आपको real name पता है इसका? This organization that you are referring to. This real organization is the real name है One Side Frustrated Lover Association. क्लियर है सबको? यहाँ तक कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो बताइए. मेरी राय अंबर एक्चुअली थोड़ी सी आई लव अ बिट ऑफ फ्रीडम लेफ्ट, जितनी भी कम बची हो. So this is what we were having. A very beautiful judgment, I must say. मेरा सिंपल सा है कि अंबर एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, कोई भी एक्सवाइजेड, if they are hooligans, they must be banned. कोई भी एक्सवाइजेड, हिंदू, मुस्लिम, क्रिश्चियन, जो भी हो, if they are hooligans, they are unnecessarily disturbing the people in the name of moral policing, they must be banned. They are bad organization. They are maligning the name. Imagine कीजिए when you harass, मान लेते there is a couple going on the street and you harass them. दुनिया में जब वो वीडियो क्लिप वायरल होगी through Twitter and Instagram, nobody will care कि आपने क्यों किया. They will see that there are few people wearing something, chanting some slogan or harassing. हाँ ये भी चलेगा. चलिए anyway, तो सबको क्लियर है द कहानी that happened. It's a very good judgment. It should be upheld and this upheaval मैंने आपको सारा समझा ही दिया. दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट ने aid and advice that ये वाला हो गया. ब्रिटिश era dual government फीचर मैंने आपको समझा दिया आफ्टर बैटल ऑफ प्लासी. बाकी आपको कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मोरालिटी वर्ड मैंने आपको समझा. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल ऑब्जेक्टिविटी माने अप्लाइंग द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन विदाउट बायसेस कहने का मतलब. ठीक है, तो दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव. फाइनल पोजीशन, व्हाट इज द फाइनल पोजीशन इन दिल्ली एज ऑफ नाउ? The final position in Delhi as of now is that the government of Delhi or the legislature of Delhi has the power over all the subject in the state list and the concurrent list to make laws, except that is minus public order, police, and land. That's the final position. चलिए अब अगली न्यूज पे आते हैं जल्दी. Let's move to the next news. ODF village. So we have something called Swachh Bharat program. Like we criticize the Modi government for the previous news that was morally wrong by Modi government. ये नहीं करना चाहिए था ये. People of Delhi have thrown you out of power, have not chosen you. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि you start interfering in the government. किसी को नहीं करना चाहिए. This news में you can praise Modi government. इसमें literally the Modi magic has worked very good. Called Swachh Bharat mission. So literally they have done something good. Swachh Bharat mission basically, as we all know, the practice of increasing the habit of using proper toilet. यार नंबर आप पकड़ लेते हो बार बार. लगता है you have spent too much time with me now. ठीक है, स्वच्छ भारत मिशन. Anyway, we do not support anyone. ODF villages. So ODF villages क्या होता है? मोदी गवर्नमेंट लिटरली, अब जोक्स aside, they have done a good work here. So Swachh Bharat mission basically, Swachh Bharat mission basically is an aim to increase the use of toilets, and which is very, very, very necessary. For example, there used to be high maternal mortality around the world. The women used to die during childbirth was very common. But then when we innovated something called soap, so a chota sa avishkar, a small innovation, and then the surgeons and the delivery person they started to use soap for delivery. इससे maternal mortality decreased at a rapid pace. देखिए कितनी छोटी सी चीज थी, just to wash your hand before engaging in a delivery process. इतना सा small change था, and that is what Swachh Bharat mission is about. Understand this: when you defecate in the open, as such it is not a problem. Nature can digest anything. Problem comes is you defecate in the open. The so-called bees, क्या बोलते हैं मक्खियों को, जो भी होती है मक्खियों को, these things sat on that thing. Flies, yes, these flies sat on that thing, and then they go to they roam around your village, and then they sit on the food. So there are two kind of immunity you have. One is called innate, one is called acquired. So like we are accustomed now, we have lived a long age, so after 20 you are more or less accustomed, but still India में सबसे बड़ा, India में the biggest disease is food poisoning. इंडिया में जो बिगेस्ट डिजीज है, मास डिजीज इंडिया में जो है फूड पॉइजनिंग है, एंड इट हैपेंस अ लॉट इन इंडिया. द रीजन बीइंग ओपन डेफिकेशन. द फ्लाई सिट ऑन दैट थिंग, गोज टू देयर. अब चलिए हमारे केस में तो वी कैन टेक मेडिसिन, वी कैन टेक अदर मेजर, बट इमेजिन स्मॉल किड्स. इससे क्या होता है? इन्फेंट मोर्टेलिटी बढ़ता है, IMR. So the way we reduce mother mortality by just washing our hand before delivery. Similar case में we reduce infant mortality if we will not do open defecation. It is not only about having hygiene, or it is not only about a good face. No, it is also about health, and that too of children's health. They get ill. The more they get ill, the less they will go to school. The less they will go to school, the less habit of studies will come. The less studies means again that virtuous that the pain cycle of bad cycle of poverty. After school, you will get ill, you will go to school less. School less means less education. Less education means you will not be able to upgrade yourself to get a better job. No better job means again that poverty. This mission is not only about building toilet, it is about building a proper, prosperous India. And this, in this case, you can give 100% credit to the central government, no doubt. In this, for prelims, you need to remember, yeah, I have included this especially news because this is very important for prelims. We need to understand the difference between ODF, ODF plus, and ODF plus plus status. These are the status given by Government of India for your open defecation free. Let's understand ODF. ODF means any area notified or declared as ODF. Any area in which at any point of time, not even a single person is found defecating. Any area in which at any point of time, not even a single person is found defecating in the open is called ODF. Now, criteria number one. Prelims may it can directly be asked. Consider the following statement about ODF. उसमें ऐसे ही statement होंगे. You have to select the right. ODF means an area in which not even a single person is found defecating in the open or urinating in the open at any point of the day. Second, all households that have a space have a toilet. All households that have a space have a toilet, and all the households that do not have a space have a community toilet within 500. and all commercial areas have a public toilet within 1 kilometer. So these are the criteria for ODF status, that is open defecation free. Nobody is defecating in open at any point of time. All households that have a space have a toilet. All households that do not have a space have a community toilet within 500 meters. And all commercial area have a public toilet within 1 kilometer. This is called ODF. Because once you achieve ODF status, the next stage is ODF plus. ODF plus areas are which are already ODF, and they have all community and public toilets are functional and well maintained. So you are already ODF, and if you acquire above ODF, what is above ODF? All community and public toilet are functional and well maintained. That is your ODF plus. Then comes ODF plus plus. ODF plus plus means that area is already ODF or open defecation free. Along with that, that area has a proper sewage or feces management, treated and disposal. Any area that is already ODF plus, along with that, that area has proper sewage and fecal management, treatment and disposal facility. Clear है? ODF, ODF plus and ODF plus plus. ठीक है. So these are the categories that is provided in a Swachh Bharat. So Swachh Bharat 2.0. Swachh Bharat 2.0 was launched. Basically, it was nothing. It was aiming to reinforce Swachh Bharat 1.0. So earlier Swachh Bharat was launched on 2 October 2014. That is the birth anniversary of whom? October 2, birth anniversary of whom? गांधी जी और एक और व्यक्ति है कोई, ध्यान नहीं आ रहा. यस, गांधी जी एंड शास्त्री, लाल बहादुर शास्त्री. रांची से वापस आए. ठीक है ठीक है, प्लीज रिमेंबर. तो एक्चुअली दिस स्कीम वाज लॉन्च टू सेलिब्रेट गांधी, नॉट शास्त्री जी की बात नहीं हुई इसमें. So the vision of Gandhi of having a clean society to commemorate, target था कि by 2019 we will make a India that is clean and open defecation free. हालांकि ये नहीं हो पाया, but nonetheless you can give credit to the government. They literally took high initiative and literal effort were put in. तो महात्मा गांधी का celebrate करना था. Nonetheless, so Swachh Bharat Mission 1.0 has literal good achievement. I would not say perfect, but still good. Next is phase 2 that has been started, that is called Swachh Bharat 2.0. What it has, let's see. पहला ODF status को sustain करना है. Whichever area has ODF, ODF plus or ODF plus plus status. ODF plus state plus is not available right now. ODF and ODF plus is available to a lot of areas. That status must be preserved. There is no back. Second, solid waste management should be there. Plastic waste management shall be there. Liquid waste management shall be there. Fecal sludge management and Gobardhan. Gobardhan का मतलब होता है changing this waste, this cow dung, feces और जो भी है, converting them into money. For example, बहुत से example, for example, making natural gas. You put them, you have the, I think everyone know this, biogas. Yes, that term is biogas. Making a kind of biogas. You can do that. You can also make biofertilizers. So that is called Gobardhan. Converting this gobar, that's a cow dung and everything, into dhan or money. That is also a part of your SBM2. Organic farming के लिए use organic fertilizer. Information, education and communication, that is behavioral change. Behavioral change. These are the components of Swachh Bharat 2.0, which is a reinforcement of Swachh Bharat 1.0 and further taking it forward. Clear everyone? SBM 2.0. इसमें प्रीलिम्स के लिए आपको क्या याद रखना है? प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस थीम के टैग है. व्हाट इज ओडीएफ, व्हाट इज ओडीएफ प्लस एंड ओडीएफ प्लस प्लस. प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस फॉर प्रीलिम्स. मे बी आज डायरेक्टली, मेंस में तो ऐसा डायरेक्टली नहीं आएगा. हाँ, मेंस में आ सकता है इसके ऊपर. स्वच्छ भारत मिशन, द सिग्निफिकेंस, द अचीवमेंट, द लेफ्ट ओवर्स. Next, mission life. So mission life, basically, it has been started as a program. For that, we need to understand it is in context of climate. Climate change में कुछ चीजें याद रखिएगा. There are two foundational agreement in climate change that you must remember. UNFCCC and the second is Paris Agreement. These are the foundational agreement here. Every climate change talks are centered on these two. Out of this is the more oldest one and the umbrella agreement. You can say. Everything takes place within this umbrella agreement. 1970s में it was agreed. Right? Yeah, UNFCCC. Yes, yeah. So it was in 1970s it was agreed, and it is this agreement was agreed recently. I think 2014 something. So UNFCCC means United Nations Framework on Climate Change. This is the foundational agreement. This agreement divides country into two types. I hope आपको पता होगा. One is advanced developed countries, and other is developing and LDC. Under this agreement, this advanced developed countries has the responsibility to cut off the emission, and developing countries LDC are encouraged to cut off the emission. Then comes the Paris Agreement. Paris Agreement has something called INDC. तो आगे भी हम पढ़ेंगे थोड़ा. INDC, intended nationally determined contribution. Under Paris Agreement, every country has agreed upon some basic level of cutting off. What do you call that? The basic level of cutoff of emission, carbon dioxide emission. हमारा target क्या है? Our target is just that it shall be less than 2 degrees centigrade. Climate change में हमारा target है it shall be less than 2 degrees centigrade and preferably less than 1.5 degrees centigrade. हाँ, preferably, लेकिन 2 degree is the absolute. इसके ऊपर नहीं जाना चाहिए. Prefer किया जा रहा है 1.5, but 2 भी चलेगा. 2 से ऊपर catastrophic हो जाएगा. Basically, what is पहली तो चीज what is climate change? इतनी बातें हमने कर ली. What do you think about climate change? क्या है climate change? बताइए आपको क्या लगता है? ऐसे कह सकते हैं देखिए क्लाइमेट चेंज को पर्टिकुलरली डिफाइन करने में हम समझते हैं राइज इन ग्लोबल टेम्परेचर. क्लाइमेट चेंज मींस with the rise of global temperature the abnormalities in the natural environment. Say I think Priyanshi has said Pawan मतलब more or less सबका everyone has some idea about this. It's kind of global warming. Because of global warming, the climate pattern, the shifting is called climate change. It's a erratic weather. There is cold, there is severe cold, there is hot, there is what do you call that? Heat waves. When there is cold, there is severe cold. When there is heat wave. You see in America, there are floods coming in. Chennai, may we witness flood. There are floods, there are erratic rains, there are erratic cyclones. So these events, with the changing the climate it used to be. Climate is a long-term environment which sustains its pattern for a long term becomes climate, and the change in that long term pattern is climate change happening primarily due to global greenhouse gas emission. Everyone is the contributor. So to deal with that, we brought an agreement by the name of UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. it was inefficient, ineffective agreement because it was not binding. ये term सब याद रखेंगे prelims के लिए, important fact that this agreement in FCCC was not binding, and that's why it was inefficient and ineffective. To deal with this, we brought Paris Agreement. Paris Agreement is binding. Paris Agreement में whatever INDCs you choose, you must fulfill. Penalty नहीं है as such, but the moral pressure you will be blamed and shame will be sufficient deterrence. That was the biggest thing. यहाँ पे कोई binding नहीं था, कुछ नहीं था. यहाँ पे whatever INDC you will choose what you will do, but nonetheless you must accept and fulfill that. तो इसके लिए one of that mission के लिए मोदी government has brought mission. सबको पर्पस समझ में आया? Everything surrounding climate change. I have given you a summary, not everything in detail. Clear everyone? यहाँ तक? ठीक है. So let me rub this then. Mission life. Mission life, as the name implies, it's lifestyle for environment. So the government is doing its part. As the part of Paris Agreement, government is doing something called INDC, nationally. This is government has launched within government. Okay, government as such, what happens when you do anything, you get something called credit. एक मतलब डिटेल में नहीं जा सकते फिलहाल हम, it's not environment का, but summary बता देता हूँ. So basically what happened, you get credit. For example, मान लेते हैं if I run a car, मान लेते हैं if I run a car, I will emit 100 kg of carbon dioxide in a year. But if I run an electric car, मान लेते हैं electric car, then I will emit, for example, 10 kg of carbon dioxide. जो भी reason हो. So this 90 kg that I save, इसके बदले में मुझे क्या मिल जाएगा? Something called carbon. बात समझे? Kind of carbon certificate. And then that I can use to trade. अब इसका सबसे बड़ा ट्रेड का इस्तेमाल होता है. कैसे समझते हैं? मान लेते हैं जैसे इलेक्ट्रिक कार ए, इलेक्ट्रिक कार कंपनी ए, जैसे इलेक्ट्रिक कार कंपनी बी, टू कंपनी. ठीक है, इलेक्ट्रिक कार कंपनी ए हैड अ टारगेट ऑफ बेसिकली रिड्यूसिंग, मान लेते हैं 20 kg. इलेक्ट्रिक कार कंपनी बी हैड अ टारगेट ऑफ रिड्यूसिंग 40 kg. अंडर द लॉ दे हैड अ टारगेट. मैं एग्जांपल ले रहा हूं. मान लेते हैं that this company at the end of the year could achieve only 30 kg. So it is 10 kg deficient. And this company was able to reduce, say for example, 30 kg also. This company has 10 kg surplus. So this company A will get a carbon certificate, emphasizing that you have reduced the carbon. अब ये क्या करेगी? This company will sell that to this person. इससे आपको पैसा मिल जाए. You will sell your certificate to this person so that that person can satisfy their minimum thing. Clear? बहुत अच्छा मैकेनिज्म. इसे बोलते हैं हम ट्रेड, कार्बन ट्रेडिंग. बेसिकली कंट्री भी करती है. कीप दिस इन माइंड, इट इज नॉट ओनली अबाउट कंपनीज. कंट्री के केस में हम इसे बोलते हैं कार्बन क्रेडिट. जैसे यहाँ पे कार्बन सर्टिफिकेट वर्ड है, कंपनी कंट्रीज के बीच में भी कॉल इट कार्बन क्रेडिट. वन ऑफ दैट इनिशिएटिव वी आल्सो हैव इज मिशन. सिंपली समझिए, मिशन लाइफ का मतलब लाइफस्टाइल फॉर एनवायरनमेंट. Under this, it's a campaign to raise awareness, educate citizens, foster a sense of responsibility toward adopting environment-friendly set. For example, you like beef. Beef or animal husbandry is the one of the largest contributor to climate change or carbon dioxide and methane. Sorry, CH4 होता है methane. Methane, carbon dioxide, which are literally the greenhouse gases. This animal husbandry is the largest. Under mission life, you will substitute from beef to, for example, chicken. Less polluting. अब इसमें एक अच्छा थिंग आती है. देखिए एक चीज समझिए, इन हिंदुइज्म व्हाट इज प्रोहिबिटेड? इन हिंदुइज्म व्हाट इज सैक्रेड बॉडीज? इन ईटिंग समथिंग व्हाट इज काइंड ऑफ, यस, beef kind of, that to cow beef. ठीक है. In Islam, what is prohibited? Yes, pork. Pork, that's pig's meat. Pig's meat is pork. And America, USA, 90% around American consume beef and of all the mass eaters in America, 90% around consume beef and pork. So मैं किसी को hurt नहीं करना चाहता, but I want to say this: if literally there would have been any punishment here, so America would not be a superpower in the world. It would have been the beggar of the world. But you can see America as a superpower. That you can conclude on yourself. Yeah, just a side fact. Anyway, clear है इन you सबको? Anything you want to ask, please go ahead. और ये सारा prelims के लिए है. This all things is for prelims. ये news, what is mission life is for prelims who launched it. Christianity, Amber, Christianity. Christianity में these things are not prohibited, but nonetheless a superpower. But in Christianity, Christians believe that by fusing, आपको पता है मैंने पहले बताया, Christianity में it is banned. ये फिर वही बात आ जाएगी जो हमने यूसीसी के बारे में की थी, रिमेंबर, यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड के बारे में, which I told you will be nothing more than a majority civil code. चलिए वो डिबेट तो हमने पहले भी की है, we will do that later. ये हिपोक्रेसी हर जगह है. But nonetheless, keep this in mind. I was wanting to say that. So Mission Life आपको क्लियर हो गया. It was launched. It is an India's initiative. Few things have to remember. Mission Life is about sustainable lifestyle of the people, launched by India at Glasgow, UNFCCC COP 26. अगला देखते हैं एनवायरमेंट परफॉर्मेंस इंडेक्स. इन सच काइंड ऑफ इंडिसेस, एंड इंडिसेस कम ना प्रीलिम्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. यू नीड टू रिमेंबर व्हाट वाज द इंडिसेस एंड हु पब्लिश्ड. What was the indices, who published, and basic idea about that who. Basic idea, no detail, only idea. कि whether publisher is an NGO, government body, इस तरह से idea. So environmental performance index, it is basically a biennial, मतलब it is published twice, it is published once in 2 years. It's a biennial index of World Economic Forum. It's a kind of coordination among government, private sector, and NGOs. They have created a forum called World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum publishes a biennial index that measures the environmental health and sustainability of country. That is called Environment Performance Index. Along with World Economic Forum, you have a Yale Center for Environment Law and Policy and Columbia University. So 3 people together publish this: Columbia University, Yale Center for Environment Law and Policy, and World Economic Forum. They publish, it's a biennial index, and it basically look at environmental health and sustainability. This is sufficient for prelims. अब मेंस की तरफ थोड़ा सा आते समझते हैं. But it has said this index last 2022 का index जो publish हुआ है. Under this there are 40 performance indicators grouped into 11 categories. Out of which these categories, 40 indicators clubbed under 11 categories. 11 categories into 3 policy objectives. तो आपको क्या रखना है, सिर्फ ये याद मत रखिए, याद सिंपल याद रखिए. इट हैज 3 पॉलिसी ऑब्जेक्टिव. बट फॉर योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग मैंने ये चीज बता दी आपको. इट हैज 3 पॉलिसी ऑब्जेक्टिव: एनवायरमेंटल हेल्थ, इकोसिस्टम विटैलिटी एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज. इन 3 पे हाउ गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज आर वर्किंग: एनवायरमेंट हेल्थ, इकोसिस्टम विटैलिटी एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज. बेस्ड ऑन दैट दिस इंडिकेटर जज. इंडिया रैंक was 180 out of 180. We were the last among all countries. ठीक है. मैं इसीलिए मैं अगली न्यूज भी लाया ताकि आई नो, मुझे लगा था somebody will be resting check. अगली न्यूज देख लेते हैं, then we'll compare. Climate change performance index. It is not also India's index. Climate change performance index is an independent international monitoring tool that takes climate change protection among 59 countries and EU that contribute 92% of GHG. In this, India is among the best countries. Climate change performance index में we are at the top. Environment performance index में we are at the bottom. या तो अगर it's a western propaganda तो ये भी western propaganda है, या तो दोनों सही है या दोनों गलत. ये वो वाली स्टेटमेंट है यूपीएससी. ठीक है, क्लियर? Either it is right for both or it is wrong for both. Both, one of them cannot be true. अब चलिए वो सब मजाक छोड़ते हैं. Let's come to the real life. Understand the difference here. Why India is top here and facility here? फर्क है यहाँ पे, कंपोनेंट फर्क है. देखिए क्लाइमेट चेंज परफॉर्मेंस इंडेक्स में इंडिकेटर क्या है? efforts on greenhouse gas emission, renewable energy, energy use and climate policy. ठीक है, और यहाँ पे indicators क्या है? Policy on environment health, economic vitality and climate change. And India has scored worst on what? Rule of law, corruption and government effectiveness. India is at 180th rank not because of India जानबूझ के environment खराब कर रहा है, but because India में, for example, you make a forest law. ऐसे for a fact मैं आपको बता देता हूँ, India में all the forests are governed under Forest Act. And this government is, what is the philosophy of this government? Neoliberal, a market-friendly government, a corporate-friendly government. So Forest Act के तहत all the forests are classified. They are classified like your reserve forest, protected forest. The government of India in recent past thought to include a new idea called production forest. Means forest dedicated to industrial processes. A new idea, but there was a lot of criticism. Government took it back. Another example अगर आपको देखना, remember Joshimat we did. Joshimat news हमने करी थी. In current event we did the Joshimat news. But what is the reason for the subsidy of the Joshimat? Because of Char Dham Yojana. Char Dham, देखिए, Himalayas are ecologically sensitive zone. देखिए, I am all for development. Development चाहिए भाई हमें. We need a road. रोड होगा तो there will be better communication. Better communication होगा तो इकोनॉमी बूम करेगी, सबको जॉब मिलेंगी. We need road and expressways. No doubt over that. But Himalayas are ecologically sensitive zone. You're building a 4-lane highway in Himalayas, which are uplifting, by the way, every 1 centimeter 1 year. On an average, 1 centimeter 1 year, they are uplifting. And you're building 4-lane highways there. ये disputed है, उसे आप check कर लेना, 1 centimeter 0.45. ठीक है, anyway, check that out. But point ये है कि you're building 4-lane expressway, 4-lane highways, which are very good, no doubt over that, which is necessary. But you're building that in an ecologically sensitive area. After there are numerous reports of government of India which has said do not build any project. इसके कारण the blasting that you did, create holes and everything in the mountains and all, इसके कारण one of the impact of Joshi. Understand this. Development हमें चाहिए, but it shall be sustainable. ऐसी development नहीं कि today you have a expressway, tomorrow you have a landslide and everyone is dead. बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल, अगर आपको रियल लाइफ डैमेज चाहिए तो 2013 का उत्तराखंड फ्लड. उत्तराखंड में 2013 में देयर वाज अ फ्लड. दिस फ्लड वाज बिकॉज़ ऑफ मैन मेड रीजन. you built you built what? And this government is not responsible for 2013 Uttarakhand flood. Congress is responsible. They built dams there. They built dams in, yes, they built dams in Uttarakhand, ecologically sensitive zone. Himalayas are uplifting. So what happens because of Himalayas upliftment? Dams get loosened up. A small flood, dams washed away. Uttarakhand 2013, that devastation we saw was because, and this is not me saying, Government of India's report. नहीं, हर जगह is not responsible. ठीक है, in this case, तो example, I am saying all government are more or less same, but understand this: do not tamper with environment for the sake of development, because that development is not sustainable and you bear the problem, and that's why this indicator is. ठीक है, दोनों चाहिए, हमें डेवलपमेंट चाहिए, बट एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट इट विल बी मोर डेंजरस देन यू कैन इमेजिन. चार धाम पे दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम वाज गोइंग ऑन. जोशीमठ इसका एग्जांपल है, उत्तराखंड फ्लड न्यूमरस एग्जांपल. चेन्नई एग्जांपल देखिए, चेन्नई फ्लड में इतने लोग मरे, क्यों मरे? बिकॉज चेन्नई में इन द नेम ऑफ डेवलपमेंट वी हैव कवर्ड ऑल वाटर बॉडीज. देयर वाज नो प्रॉपर नेचुरल मैकेनिज्म ऑफ द वाटर गोइंग अवे टू द ओशियन. दैट्स व्हाई द फ्लड विटनेस इन चेन्नई. Development is necessary, but ऐसी development का क्या फायदा जो बर्बाद कर दे? And that's why this indicator is important. In India is 180. Again, maybe it's a Western propaganda, but decline is sure. अगर मान लेते हैं I am 150, next day I am 180, तो maybe it's wrong, but decline जरूर हुआ होगा. ऐसा कभी नहीं हो सकता कि I am at 140, they will call me at 180. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Absolute number could be wrong, but trend cannot be wrong. चलिए बताइए, न्यूज इज क्लियर बोथ. We have understood mission life, we have understood environment performance index, we have understood climate change performance index. Three indicator, तीनों are for prelims. Any question to anyone? नहीं है तो लास्ट इनिशिएटिव देख लेते हैं, नेट जीरो इनिशिएटिव. Government of India has launched an initiative called Net Zero. What is this? Under the part as the part of Government of India's INDCs, intentionally national determined contribution, what the government thinks to contribute. As the part of INDC, government has promised it will achieve net zero by 27. Net zero का मतलब होता है that if government of India will emit 200 kg, मतलब entire India will emit 200 kg of carbon dioxide, then it will create a sink of 200 kg of carbon dioxide. Net zero का मतलब ये नहीं होता that we will emit nothing. We will emit, but whatever we will emit, we will fix it back. आपको समझ में आया व्हाट इज नेट जीरो इनिशिएटिव? अब हम गए बहुत था. चलिए देयर इज अ 5 मिनट्स ब्रेक, उसके बाद वी विल डू द आई थिंक एक या दो न्यूज़ और. रेस्ट टू माय वॉइस. एग्जैक्ट फिगर तो मुझे आइडिया नहीं, चेक कर लेते हैं. यूपीएससी वैसे ऐसी चीजें पूछता नहीं है, स्टेट पीएससी में शायद आ भी जाए. 7 कंट्रीज नेट जीरो. नेट जीरो 7 कंट्रीज है. कार्बन नेगेटिव तो 2 कंट्री दिखा रहा है. अनदर देयर इज अ कंट्री कॉल्ड बाय द नेम ऑफ साउथ अफ्रीकन कंट्री है. 2 कंट्री, भूटान और एक कोई साउथ अफ्रीकन कंट्री और दिखा रहा है. You check that out. चलिए एनीवन एल्स कोई क्वेश्चन आपके माइंड में प्लीज आस्क. नहीं है? चलिए फिर देन 5-10 मिनट का ब्रेक लेते हैं, देन वी विल रिज्यूम आवर. एक दो मिनट बची. मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ, कर ही लेते एक्चुअली थोड़ा. चलिए कर लेते हैं, छोड़े खत्म कर. देख लेते हैं कौन सी है अगली न्यूज. अगली है जन सुरक्षा स्कीम्स. तो जन सुरक्षा दैट इज सोशल सिक्योरिटी. अब यू मे आस्क व्हाई सोशल सिक्योरिटी. बिकॉज understand something about economy of India and UPSC often asks this question. इसके लिए मैंने आपको सजेस्ट किया भी है, प्लीज डू इकोनॉमिक सर्वे फॉर श्योर. UPSC often asks consider the following statement about. अच्छा इसके अलावा have you watched the PT marathon videos on YouTube portal of Plutus IAS? PT marathon economics की that I am making. बाकी को मुझे आइडिया नहीं. Are you people watching that PT marathon? हाँ यस, प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन वाले प्लीज वॉच इट एवरीवन. वहाँ पे व्हाट वी हैव डन इज प्रीवियस ईयर में जो यूपीएससी में क्वेश्चन आया, वी हैव टेकन देम एंड वी हैव मेड अ सेंस आउट ऑफ इट. वहाँ पे मेनली मैं आपको प्रीवियस ईयर के क्वेश्चन आंसर नहीं करवा रहा हूँ, बिकॉज दैट तो आप कहीं भी मिल जाए. आई एम ट्राइंग टू टीच यू कि इफ सच क्वेश्चन यू एनकाउंटर इन द पेपर, हाउ वुड यू डील विद देम. वहाँ पे डीलिंग कुछ टैक्टिक्स बताई जा रही है, विच आर नॉट अगेन गॉस्पेल ट्रुथ नहीं है, बट ट्राई टू वॉच देम. ठीक है, जस्ट हैव अ रफ आइडिया इफ समथिंग कम्स कैसे डील करना. UPSC often asks a question. Consider the following statement. Consider the following statement about India's economy. उस केस में do be aware about India's economy. तो PT marathon do watch and economic survey do surely do that for, और बजट तो करना ही करना है. Having said that, there are few facts about Indian economy. Let me tell you that majority, it figure vary करता है. There is no clear figure here, but it is assumed that around 90%. Some say 95, some say 85. It varies. About 90% of India's job market is unorganized. Unorganized मतलब type of sectors में you have it's type of sector में you have organized and unorganized. Organized sector are the sector which provide a job along with social security. Social security माने होता है provident fund which comes for your pension. ठीक है, provident fund for some kind of exigency. अब pension जैसे ESIC होता है इंश्योरेंस के लिए. ठीक है, provident fund kind of pension insurance provide कराते हैं आपको, medical facility, maternity leave, parent leave, casual leave. इस तरह की जो facilities होती है ना job, such kind of jobs are called organized sector jobs. The problem that we witness in India is organized sector jobs are very few. Organized sector, आपको समझ में आया, the jobs which provide proper social security measures. Generally, it is defined organized. Unorganized sector is, for example, majority of your MSME, majority of your MSME. Micro and small enterprise, particularly some of the medium enterprise, they all comes in unorganized. For example, local kirana shop, this rickshaw pullers and all, they all are unorganized. They are employed but unorganized. The disadvantage of unorganized means you do not enjoy social security. अब इसमें let me give you an example. There is a particular journalist. He was asking a question to the Prime Minister of India in one of his interview. Okay. That person said, "Sir, you are being criticized." He said to the Prime Minister, "You are being criticized for joblessness in India." The Prime Minister replied, "Pakode wala." The Prime Minister replied that, "Would you call the pakoda seller outside your office an employed or not?" If that journalist would have even 1 ounce of spine left, अगर रीढ़ की हड्डी थोड़ी भी बची होती, so he would have answered this, "Sir, I am not saying pakoda wala is not a job. Everyone is important in this country. Every job is important. Even the person who is sweeping the road is as important as the president of India. Both are doing their function. Without them, nobody. If that person does not sweep the road, how would you get a clean road? Everyone is important, no doubt. It is as honorable as the president of India himself. But I'm saying, is it a desirable job? ये फर्क समझना बहुत जरूरी है. It is a job, but is it a desirable job? Does that pakoda seller has the liberty to not come to job next day just to, for example, watch a movie with the friends? Does that pakoda seller has that liberty? If the pakoda seller become ill, would he have sufficient money to cover the expenses of health? And keep this in mind, everyone. In India, it is sad. You are just one disease away from poverty. Critical disease I'm talking about. It is sad in India. You are just one critical disease away from poverty. आप कितने भी rich हो. Example, Corona period में देखिए, people spend crores and crores of rupees. In Corona period में only the rich people could save some of their people. Poor, majority of the poor died. This is the problem. तो यहाँ पे हमारी प्रॉब्लम पकोड़ा सेलिंग से नहीं है. प्रॉब्लम ये है, इट इज नॉट अ डिजायरेबल जॉब एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑर्गेनाइज्ड. आपको फर्क समझ में आया? एंड व्हाट वी वांट इन फ्रॉम द सोसाइटी. ठीक है, अब पर एक प्रॉब्लम आ जाती है. देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम हियर. वी कैन नॉट प्रोवाइड ऑर्गेनाइज्ड जॉब टू एवरीवन. अब हर किसी को तो ऑर्गेनाइज्ड जॉब हम नहीं प्रोवाइड करा सकते. दैट इज नॉट फीजिबल. So at least we can make sure that they have some kind of social security net. And for that, अब ऐसा कोई कंसेप्ट नहीं होता. अब हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मन की बात में विश्वास करते हैं. ठीक है, इज गॉड. गॉड दिल में आता है और गॉड कनेक्ट डायरेक्टली विद देयर भक्ट्स. गॉड कनेक्ट डायरेक्टली विद देयर भक्ट्स. गॉड नेवर, आपने देखा गॉड कभी किसी को भी दर्शन देता है? गॉड ओनली गिव्स देयर गॉड्स बेसिकली कम्युनिकेट विद देयर भक्ट्स डायरेक्ट एंड नोबडी एल्स. दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. ऐसा नहीं था बिफोर. अर्लियर बिफोर दिस प्राइम मिनिस्टर, इंडियाज प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू हैव रेगुलर प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस. वो बताते थे लोगों को कि मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, क्यों कर रहा हूँ. बट प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में एक प्रॉब्लम होती है, काउंटर क्वेश्चन. मन की बात में तो आपने एक तरफा कुछ भी बोल दिया. एक तरफा बात है, जो चाहे बोलो। प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में if you say something the people can counter and ask, जो भी एक आध जर्नलिस्ट बचा है रेड गड्डी के साथ, दे कैन आस्क समथिंग, इसलिए कोई नहीं करता। बात समझ में? कंसेप्ट जैसा कुछ नहीं है, करते हैं हम, नहीं कर रहे तो क्या कर सकते हैं। एनीवे, सो दिस इज इन दिस यू कैन आल्सो प्रेज, इस चीज में आप प्रेज कर सकते हैं। प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस वाली में यू कैन क्रिटिसाइज प्रधानमंत्री एंड हियर यू कैन प्रेज, ठीक है। बैलेंसिंग आई हैव डन, दैट इज जन सुरक्षा स्कीम, these are launched to cover unorganized sector because they do not have social security net. Let's see the schemes. Number one, details of Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, and Atal Pension Yojana. These all three schemes are social security scheme for unorganized sector. Let's understand what they entail. Number one, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. It is a government-backed 1-year insurance scheme. ये prelims के लिए by the way. ये जो आपको अलग से मैंने बता दी, upper content is for mains analysis, ठीक है? And this is primarily prelims. तो प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षा बीमा योजना में you basically get 1-year life insurance scheme that offers coverage for that due to any reason. ये important है, any reason. If you die out of any reason, you are covered under. In this, anyone from the age of 18 to 50, anyone does not mean that you are government servant, you can earn. No. It is for unorganized sector. If you are from the age of 18 to 50 and have an individual bank and post office account, then you can apply for this. In this, your coverage will be up to 55 years. Contribution आपका you will 18 से 50 तक you can enroll, and depending upon you will give money, जो भी money होता है, and the coverage you can enjoy is up to 55. The scheme provides life cover of 2 lakh rupee against annual premium of 436. तो आपको कितना देना है? You have to provide 436 annually, and you will get 2 lakh rupee as a death coverage. I know it's a very small amount, but something is better than nothing basically. ठीक है, next देख लेते हैं। प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षा बीमा योजना, इट इज अ 1-year एक्सीडेंटल इंश्योरेंस स्कीम। ये आपकी लाइफ इंश्योरेंस है, ये एक्सीडेंटल है। आपने कौन सा कराया है? सुरक्षा बीमा। तो यू डोंट हैव क्रेडिट कार्ड और डेबिट कार्ड? आपका क्रेडिट कार्ड डेबिट कार्ड पे भी कवरेज होता है, आई थिंक एक्सीडेंट का कवरेज होता है उसमें, मुझे एग्जैक्ट ध्यान नहीं कितना अमाउंट होता है। एक मिनट, अच्छा तब कराया था, चलो कोई बात नहीं। एनीवे, तो प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षा बीमा योजना, अंडर दिस इट इज अ 1-year एक्सीडेंटल इंश्योरेंस स्कीम कवरिंग डेथ एंड डिसेबिलिटी। दो चीजें कवर होती है इसमें, डेथ एंड डिसेबिलिटी इन एन एक्सीडेंट। लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट individual between 18 to 70, okay, who have a bank account or a post office account, they can enroll for this. It provide accidental death cum disability cover of 2 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees for partial disability, okay, and at an annual premium of 20 rupees. I hope 20 ही जा रहा होगा आपका। So at the annual premium of 20 rupees, it provides a coverage of 2 lakh and 1 lakh for partial disability and 2 lakh for accidental, and 18 to 17 people can enroll. These are two good schemes. One is life insurance, other is accident insurance. Next देख लेते हैं अटल पेंशन योजना। It is for pension, और मैंने आपको बताया था primarily unorganized के लिए। It is a social security scheme of government of India for, of course, unorganized sector. It is implemented by PIFRDA under NPS. तो ये point जरूर याद रखिएगा। अटल पेंशन योजना is a sub component of national pension system by Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. पिपरडा के तहत यू हैव एनपीएस, इसके तहत यू हैव दिस स्कीम। इसमें क्या है देख लेते हैं। द स्कीम इज अवेलेबल टू ऑल नॉन इनकम टैक्स पेइंग बैंक अकाउंट। Anyone who is not paying income tax to government of India and in between the age of 18 to 40 can have this what do you call this Atal Pension Yojana. In this, what you have to do is you will choose a monthly pension, 1000 रुपए, 2000 रुपए, 3000 रुपए, 4000 रुपए and 5000 rupees. You will choose this any of these amount. Once you choose that, you will contribute a part and the central government will contribute a part. So you will contribute a part, central government will contribute a part, and once you will retire, that is the age of 60, you will get a monthly pension. जो भी आप चुनेंगे, 1000 रुपए, 2000, 3000, 4000, 5000, whatever you will choose, you will get that pension. This is called your Atal Pension Yojana. And in case you die, then anyone, that is your spouse, and in case there is no spouse, then the nominee will continue to receive the pension. If you die after 60, if you die before 60, then your spouse can continue the contribution until you would attain the age of 60. बात समझ में आई या कंफ्यूजन हो गया ये लास्ट वाला पॉइंट? ठीक है, मैं रिपीट करता हूँ. लेट मी रिपीट. So let me repeat. That is you. मान लेते you have taken the scheme. हाँ, yeah, your spouse. OPS whole government. Old pension scheme is different. Old pension scheme basically whatever you draw in the last will be used to calculate the salary. New pension scheme में you contribute a part, the central government contribute a part, and you get a pension. Imagine करते हैं you become an IPS officer या IAS and you serve for 4 years in the government service. तो आपको कुछ pension मिलेगी and then NPS. नहीं मिलेगी, नहीं मिलेगी. You may have to serve a minimum years, क्योंकि पैसा कंट्रीब्यूट करना, आपकी सैलरी में से एक पार्ट कटेगा, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट पार्ट मिलाएगी, मिला के आपकी हाउ इट वर्क्स. एनपीएस में गवर्नमेंट ने ऑफलाइन कर दिया. पहले आसान था, पहले ओपीएस था. ओपीएस में गवर्नमेंट जो भी आपकी लास्ट राउंड सैलरी होती है उसका हाफ कर दी, उसकी हाफ आपको पेंशन मिल जाती है, विच इज अ गुड मेजर. आपको कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं करना था, आप कंट्रीब्यूट. एनीवे, तो लास्ट में बता देता हूँ. तो इसमें क्या है, व्हाट यू डू इज इफ यू आर बिटवीन 18 to 14 you will subscribe to this government of India's pension scheme called Atal Pension Yojana. In this, you will choose the amount 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000, 5000. Based on that, you will give a part called X, and the remaining part called Y will be given by central government. This will make your pension amount XY. That's how it will work. Similarly, NPS wala mechanism. The difference here is if you die after 60 years of age, whatever pension you have decided will be given to your spouse or nominee. If you die before 60 years of age, then in that case your pension, then in that case your spouse can continue your contribution until 60 years of your age. मान लेते you die at 40 years, तो 40 से लेके 60 तक जो 20 साल का contribution है वो आपकी spouse को करना पड़ेगा. After that, your spouse can continue to enjoy the pension. Clear? ओके, तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है इसमें, हम क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं इसे समझ लेते हैं. सिग्निफिकेंस तो आपको पता ही है, इट इज, तो उसके नॉमिनी को मिल जाएगा. स्पाउस कंटिन्यू करेगी तो नॉमिनी तो देगी, अगर कंट्रीब्यूट करेगी तो. द स्कीम आर स्पेशली रेलिवेंट फॉर लो इनकम अर्नर्स. आपको बता दें इट इज बेसिकली फॉर इनफॉर्मल और अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड द सेम. ये सब तो मैंने आपको बताया. इशू समझ लेते हैं, देन वी शैल रैप. इशू पहला, लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस. कॉमन सेंस. गवर्नमेंट ब्रिंग्स स्कीम, नोबडी नोस. गवर्नमेंट इज गुड एट डूइंग एडवर्टीजमेंट. यू नो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पॉलिटिकल एडवर्टीजमेंट के लिए उनके पास बहुत पैसा है, ठीक है, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू एडवर्टाइज सच गुड स्कीम दे डोंट हैव मनी. नेक्स्ट, लिमिटेड कवरेज. अब कॉमन सेंस है, if there is lack of awareness then how would the people will enroll. लो इंश्योरेंस कवरेज. रीजन भी, अब अमाउंट बहुत छोटा है, ठीक है, 2 लाख, 1 लाख, 1000 रुपए, 2000 रुपए, एंड दैट टू आप आज कंट्रीब्यूट करोगे 20 साल बाद. तो 10,000 रुपीज की पेंशन के लिए योर कंट्रीब्यूशन टुडे, एंड आफ्टर 60 years यू विल गेट 1000 रुपीज. तो उस समय में 1000 रुपए की वैल्यू क्या होगी, नील होगी. बट 1000 रुपीज मीन्स टुडे will mean nothing 60 years later or 40 years later. Better government को क्या करना चाहिए था, one thing government should have done, government should have linked it to inflation also. ये जरूरी था, ये चीज करनी चाहिए. And if you choose 1000 rupees today and you contribute your part, तो आफ्टर 40 years, मान लेते 40 years में यू स्टार्टेड, 40 years में यू स्टार्टेड एंड 20 years तक आप कंट्रीब्यूट करोगे, तो 20 years बाद दिस 1,000 रुपीज इक्विवेलेंट इन्फ्लेशन जोड़ के मान लेते हैं 120, 1,200 रुपए बने, तो दैट विल बी योर पेंशन। आपको समझ में आ रहा है? व्हाट इज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम हियर? इन्फ्लेशन एडजस्टमेंट नहीं है, होना चाहिए। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट डिले इन क्लेम पर्सन, ये तो हर गवर्नमेंट स्कीम का रोल है। ठीक है, क्लियर, गवर्नमेंट स्कीम तो आप ले आते हैं, लोगों को पता नहीं होता, पता होता तो कवरेज नहीं होता, कवरेज होता तो सरकारी ऑफिस से ड्रामा खेलते। ठीक, अनप्रोडक्टिव एसेट्स हैं वैसे भी। चलिए क्लियर, तो यस दिस वी हैड, so these are the problem. I hope I've covered everything. Any question to anyone, please ask, पूछ लीजिए, पूछ। apart from this anything you want to ask? थोड़ा महाराष्ट्र पे, अच्छा महाराष्ट्र में थोड़ा बता दो क्या काम है। ठीक है, महाराष्ट्र के रोल में what you need to know that we will cover detail in the next time. महाराष्ट्र के केस में what you need to know particularly is rule of governor, इसे जरूर करिएगा। you need to know rule of governor, how, हाँ go ahead Amber, go ahead, you have time left, now ask anything। गवर्नर जरूर करिएगा महाराष्ट्र के केस में, बट द रोल ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल रोल ऑफ गवर्नर बट शुड हैव बीन डन। बाकी नेक्स्ट क्लास में विल कवर महाराष्ट्र इन डिटेल। व्हाट आर द फोर लेबर, वो इकोनॉमिक्स में इट इज एक्चुअली डन। एक्चुअली व्हाट हैपेंड, वी यूज्ड टू हैव लेबर लॉज, देयर वर न्यूमरस लेबर लॉज लाइक इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट, वेजेस एंड आपका क्या था सिक्योरिटी, देयर आर न्यूमरस लेबर लॉज मेड बाय सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट। So what the government of India has done, government of India has clubbed all labor laws. I think around 40 something labor laws they, and they have been clubbed under four labor codes. I think one code on wages है, one on social security है, and one on industrial relation है, and one on एक और कोई है। ठीक है, these are the four labor codes. So basically labor code is nothing. You have clubbed all the labor laws under four broad laws. But remember one thing, these new codes are neoliberal solutions. इसमें कुछ अच्छा, हाँ ऑक्यूपेशन, यस हेल्थ एंड सेफ्टी वाला है, यस। इसमें एक फायदा ये है कि दो इट इज अ न्यू लिबरल सॉल्यूशन, बट इसमें कुछ प्रोविजन अच्छे हैं। सम प्रोविजन आर गुड इन दिस लेबर कोड, सम प्रोविजन आर बिट बैड, इट्स अ मिक्सचर बेसिक। कुछ प्रोविजन वाकई में अच्छे हैं इसमें। क्लियर? और वैसे इसका सिग्निफिकेंट जरूरी था भी, ये लेबर लॉज इतने ड्रामा थे ना, आई एम टेलिंग यू। मान लेते हैं you have a factory of shoe and people are not now demanding shoe, you think let me shift to slippers, I can make shoe, I can make slippers, shoe nobody is demanding shoe, slipper is in trend, you want to switch from shoe to slipper, उसके लिए भी you require government permission, but it's my business, I should be allowed to do this। you have मान लेते हैं 101 वर्कर, to let of any worker you require government permission। you want to for example change, because you are changing the profession here from shoe to slipper, उसके लिए you require government permission, government, और ड्रामा होता था। तो आई बिलीव ये अच्छा कर रहा है थोड़ा, बट सम प्रोविजन थोड़े गड़बड़ है, उसको आप डिटेल में कर लेंगे। चलिए एनी अदर क्वेश्चन टू एनीवन, और कोई किसी को कुछ पूछना हो? नो वन? चलिए, तो विद दैट नोट वी शैल टेक अ लीव इफ नो क्वेश्चन इज देयर। बाय बाय देन, we'll meet again next Saturday and we will do, and next Saturday say the class will be hybrid, it will be offline online both। Well, very welcome everyone, bye bye।